Hello, everybody. So, very excited for this. Very excited for this. We are going to be doing a watch along for the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Must admit, out of all of the works of George R. R. Martin, undoubtedly my favourite. Honest with you, it really, really is my absolute favourite. I've read the book, I've read the novel, sometimes referred to as the Tales of Dunk and Egg, sometimes referred to as A Night of Seven Kingdoms, which is actually the book, um, referenced multiple times in the main Game of Thrones TV show. Um, Brienne in the book, Brienne of Tarth is heavily hinted at being a descendant of Sir Duncan. If you're not aware of who Sir Duncan is, Sir Duncan um, Dunk the Lunk Thick as a Castle Wall is his internal monologue. Bless him, he really has got a down on himself. Um, but yeah, so Brienne is rumored to be a descendant of him. Rumored that so's Hodor. He is huge. I think roughly the mountain big, maybe a little bit smaller. But he's a true knight. He's a hedge knight. But what I mean by a true knight is he cares about the moral element of being a knight, essentially. It's really important to him. It's a massive part of who he is, sometimes to his own detriment, as you will find out if you watch the series. And I hope, everything crossed, that they do it justice. It's got a very different tone. Game of Thrones. It's got a very different sort of general ethos than Game of Thrones has. It's much more light-hearted. It very much focuses on the general relationship between Dunk and Egg. He is tries his best to be a good role model for Egg, um, and I don't want to say too much because I don't want spoilers. Really, I want this to be relatively spoiler-free. Because as things unravel, I don't know how much they're gonna let us know in the first episode. We're about to find that out together. So sort of from here on out, spoilers. I will be blind reacting. It's a lot more comedic. It's a lot more light-hearted, but there's a really good core moral value base set to this. So yeah, let's see how they do. I'm going to pop it on now, and yeah, we'll get cracking. Oh, bless him. So Sir Alan of Penny Tree, his well, his master, who he squired for. Fun fact: the guy they've got playing Sir Dunk was an international Irish rugby player, and a good one at that. It would have been nice to spend a little bit of time with Sir Alan of Pennytree, but you don't in the book, so fair enough. A lot of people argued that, or I've seen argue, that this ripped off A Knight's Tale. Other way around. So he's just deciding where to go next. King's Landing or Lannisport. Certainly does fit your grip, Dunk. What are you going to do? The tourney at Ashford Meadow. And there you go. His mind is made up. He's going to go to the Sonic Acid Meadow, and now it looks like oh, he's having he's relieving himself, not kind of behind a tree, but not as behind a tree as you'd like. That's disgusting. And there you have the shield of Penny Tree, the winged chalice. Not really something that Dunk can. It's a strange one, that. Maybe they're going for the comedic value. It was strange how it was layered with the original Game of Thrones series. I don't think that was aimed at sort of the original series. I don't think they're directly saying it's shit. I think it's more getting across that it's different. So what's the intro going to be? Oh, is that it? Okay. So they've decided to just go for. Okay. It's very different. It's egg. I don't think you need your money. Egg is Prince Aegon of the House Targaryen. I dare say he's not short of a quid or two. And they have Darren the Drunkard. And I never knew a joust to change the price of eggs. Pulled directly the box. Oh, it's Darren the Drunkard. He dreamed of Sir Duncan. He has dragon dreams and gets absolutely hammered to try and stop them. They never make them go away. They never escape the dragon dreams, but they do mute them somewhat if he's hammered. So it's the greatest way to deal with your troubles, but it's certainly effective for him. He's just got Egg playing on his horse. I like it. The innkeeper is not his mother. Reminiscing about Sir Arlen. Got a cheeky streak in him, Egg. Oh, don't say that. He's not better off squiring for the not squiring for the likes of you. Got a real downer on himself, Dunk, throughout all the bulk. He's sad, really, because genuinely one of the best people in Westeros. But in terms of timeline, this is set very much, very much. It's set solidly between got in terms of timeline things that we know about. You've got the Dance of Dragons. That's like the oldest thing that we've seen. Then Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Then you get Robert's Rebellion, which leads on to Game of Thrones as we know it, the show. So yeah, that's where this sits. All the dragons are gone pretty much, which is a shame. But the Targaryens are still in power. That hasn't They haven't had to relinquish power as of yet. They are still, because as I said, that only really kicks off with the Robert's Rebellion story arc, which I'm really, really hoping we see. That would be premium for me, that. But we shall see. And we have now arrived at Ashford, where Dunk looks about as much of a fish out of water as a fish actually out of water. Bless him. Going to the master of the game. So you can only join a tourney if you are a knight. You have to go to the master of the games and prove you are who you say you are. Oh, a little flashback to little baby Dunk. Horrible spitting noise. Heavy speculation that Dunk very much isn't the knight at the master of the games does not believe him. He really doesn't believe him. He's just threatened to torture him. Oh, it was a really weird joke. Horrible spitting noise. That's disgusting. It is a gobshite. Right, so he has to go to Barrett Dundarian to try and get their to vouch for him. And he's just explained that if you lose, you have to your so if you lose in the joust in particular, your all of your possessions become the possession. So your horse that you jousted in, your armor, your lances, all of which are extremely expensive, become the property of the knight that beat you. He's just asked Dunk, "Do you have money to ransom your stuff back?" And he just put, "Oh God, no." Sorry, Dunk, you best not lose, lad. Like a knight, but sadder. Come back at evenfall, he's been told. He's been told to come back at evenfall. Now we have an ad break. So bit of a recap of where we're up to. Sir Duncan has just arrived at Ashford Meadow. He is looking to try and get someone to vouch for him so he can join the tourney. He very much wants to join the tourney. As I said, there are some heavy rumours that he has never actually been knighted. Personally, I don't think he has been. I don't think Sir Alan ever did knight him. I think a little bit of wishful thinking on Dunk's part, if I'm honest with you. I think he wanted Sir Alan to knight him, but I don't think it ever happened. But as I say, it's never exactly specifically confirmed or denied. But when you look at Dunk's internal monologue, I would be very, very surprised if it ever come out that he did. But when I said Dunk's been referenced in the Game of Thrones, he was that impressive of a man. If you remember, Joffrey uses the white book. What is the white book, you ask? The white book is it's basically the book which is where all the information regarding all of the all of the Kingsguard are referenced or the great deeds are recorded. And he basically, Joffrey has a bit of a go at Jamie because he mentions the fact that Sir Duncan, 4 pages for Sir Duncan, he says. So yeah, he's he's a legendary person. And then we have the Raymond Fossaway. The Fossaways become very important. To Stefan Fossaway of the Red Apples, and then he gets so they do the Fossaways. So Sir Stefan Fossaway is the knight. He's got a red apple. Is the sigil of the Fossaway house. Sorry, it's really hard. I've never done this before, as you can probably tell. They use when they talk. They seem to be using a lot of apple-based imagery. So he's just said that his cousin, the youngest Fossaway, who shall, as I said, become quite apparent who he is and why he is as important as he is later on. He says, basically, challenge me, cousin. He's not ripe yet. To which the younger Fossaway says, I might not be right yet, sir, but basically fight me cousin. He's rotten to the core. So knock the seeds out of him. So as I say, lots and lots of apple imagery. It's the house. They're very proud of it. It's a very noticeable sigil. It's not, you get a lot of diabulbs on a grey field and all that kind of stuff with other houses. Not with the Fossaways. They really embrace the apple. They know what they are. They're apples. Why they're quite so proud of being apples, I'm not so sure, but they are. It's as I say, it's a big part of who they are as well. So they embrace it. To be fair to them, they really do. It's hard to argue with them. They're committed to the old apple imagery. Fair play. So we shall carry on. And again, they're taking the piss out of him for being a hedge knight and being massive. Seems to be a lot of people that are quite intimidated by Dunk's size so far. And now he's having a bath in a river. As is the life of a hedge knight. At least he won't smell anymore. Because according to the master of the game, he stinks. Not entirely Dunk's fault. He does live on the road. She's gone back to Sir Dondarrion, and he is still asleep. He's just said, "Did you need to mock me? Like, do you need to take the piss?" Seems to be a girl pretending to be dead, which is odd. I was having a pint. I think we're about to see Lancel too tall. And the mama's dragon. That is a mighty puppet. So she's a really tall girl. She's a puppeteer. So Dunk is immediately interested because she's so tall. But she also is, well, now what she's doing now, giving the monologue. And it's it's a fire breathing puppet dragon. And she is telling the story of the Knight of the Mirror Shield. Basically, it's a dragon slaying tale where the knight used a mirrored, buffed, polished shield to defeat the dragon. Dunk is a fan of Lance. I think it's Lancella too, Tom. I'm sure we'll find out. The younger of House Fossaways having a chat with him now. He's just kind of having a bit of a best friend Dunk's in, to be honest. First person that Dunk's been friends with. He's just said, "Are you hungry?" He said, "Always." Oh, we're going to the tent of the Laughing Storm, Lord Baratheon. Called the Laughing Storm because when he's in the lists or when he's in battle, he's famous for laughing at his opponents as he strikes them down. Sir Lionel Baratheon. This is the ancestor of Sir Robert Baratheon, or King Robert Baratheon, and Renly and Stannis. I immediately like who they've cast for Sir Lionel Baratheon. He's just thrown 100 gold pieces down, which is more money than Dunk's ever seen in his life. But he's more interested in the giant turkey leg he's just picked up. Oh, and cakes. I think they're having a dance off. I like this. It's good. Oh, Dunk's being summoned by Lord Baratheon. The seven above gave you tallness. So give you, mate. So be tall. So Lionel's just asking him, "What do you want?" Did you mean to curry my favour, son? But you come with an empty hand. But Sir Lionel expects a gift for his assistance in whatever he thinks Dunk wants. And actually just wants his tea. Which apparently the Laughing Storm thinks is really funny. He's just asked him, "Do you like dancing?" He said, "Doesn't everyone?" But look, turns out Duncan is the worst dancer I've ever seen in my life. Oh, he's just stamped on his toe. The Dunk's done it back. The kind of tap dancing on each other's feet. It's turned into quite the pissing contest. I love the fact that Dunk's just not asked, like, you might be the laughing storm, you don't stand on my feet. Okay, he's getting into it now. And now the wittering because they're pissed. I think Sir Lionel's a bit of a fan of Dunk. He seems to like him. And he's letting him wear the crown, the antlered crown, or whatever it's called. He's asking Sir Lionel for advice, bless him. The reality of it setting into Dunk now as well. Like, oh well and good, you saying it's an honour to fight a worthy for Lionel, but if your skin, if you lose a horse, who cares? You've got loads of gold to buy it back. I lose once, I'm done. Is the reality of it for him, unfortunately. And now he's just left because he's pissed. He certainly got on. Ah. And Lord Dondarrion is awake. Oh, and he's just binned him off. Said, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you bastard was. Leave me alone. What an asshole. He wanted his help. He said, like, without you, I'm not going to be able to fight. And Dondarrion's answer was, what is that to me? Nothing, you massive gobshite. It doesn't mean you can't help the guy. But Eggy's back. Oh, he's done everything. He's cooked, he's cleaned, fed the horses. Sir Duncan the Tall. That's not a name for a knight. He said, "Do you know all the knights in the Seven Kingdoms?" And I said, "All the good ones." I was going to let him serve him for the tourney, and after that, we'll see. Promise not to beat unless you deserve. Just like Sir Alan did for him. That's it. They're together. Duncan Egg, eh? Absolute. What a partnership. He's immediately threatened to hit him in the face, and then spoke to him. Very mixed signals here, Dunk. Won't lie to you, lad. One thing that becomes very apparent in the books as well is Egg is very well. Obviously, he's a prince, so he's extremely well educated, and Dunk isn't. So Egg often can outsmart him, but tends not to. And that's it. That's the episode. I'm surprised at how short it was. I'm a little disappointed, if I'm honest. I was hoping for something a bit bigger, a bit longer, but that's just because I like the story so much. Um, but that's not to say that I didn't get anything from it. I thought it was fantastic. To be honest with you, that was really, really good. Um, as I say, slightly surprised at how short the episode was, but I think to an extent we've kind of been spoilt by Game of Thrones. That's kind of length is what I was expecting, and House of the Dragon, but it's got a very different feel to both shows. It's a lot lighter in tone, which is exactly what I was expecting. Yeah, we'll do a bit of a final thoughts. It's pretty. You know what? To be fair, it was only including ad breaks 40 minutes long. But it comes across as very true to the source material, which I really, really liked. It was a big worry of mine that they were going to tinker with the source material, which is some of my favourite source material that George R. R. Martin's ever written. But they haven't. They've just. It seems to be very, very faithful. I like who they've had cast. I like Lionel Baratheon. He seems like a right laugh. Um, it's a bit of a family trait. The Baratheons, they're big, they love fighting, they love drinking, love partying. That's just who they are as a family. That's why Stannis was a bit of a weird outlier. Um, but yeah, really good. I love who they've got to play Dunk. I love who they've got to play Egg. The accents were always going to be a big thing because technically they're from the same place, but completely opposite ends of the social spectrum. Dunk's an orphan from Flea Bottom, and Egg is obviously a prince. So one's very well spoken. They've actually got, as I said, they've got an Irish gentleman. Um, not to say that you can't be a well-off Irish person, but because they're so different in accent, it adds that level. It adds that layer of there's a physical difference. One's huge and an adult, one's a tiny child, but there's also that socio-economic difference is very evident when they speak. One's clearly a commoner and to have an Irish accent, but that just aids you a little bit, I think, in terms of that difference within them. So that was really, really useful, especially for those that haven't read the books, because you don't know who Egg is. At the end of this episode, I've just given you that context. I did give you a spoiler warning. Sorry if you didn't catch that at the beginning. Um, so it really has allowed for newcomers as well as people like myself who are big fans of the show and the source material. So that's really useful. I already think that Dunk comes across as is really, really sincere as well. Um, so yeah, really enjoyed it. Really looking forward to next week's already. Um, it made me smile, which is a big thing. It made me laugh a couple of times. Yeah, really enjoyed it. So let me know what you think. If you're watching on YouTube, drop it in the comments below. If you're watching on Twitch, stick it in the chat now. Let me know. All right. But yeah, just let me know what you think. And did you enjoy it? Did you know the source material beforehand? Did you not? Be really interesting to see what what everyone's thoughts are. Brilliant. See you later.